Hi everyone, so I mentioned a couple of videos back that I'd got the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and a few of you said that you'd love to see a more in-depth review of it, so that's what we're doing. So basically the premises behind the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette is that instead of it being the big Naked palette, which you have the Naked palette 2 and the Naked palette 1, which both have a mixture of matte and shimmery shades, and you get 12 eyeshadows in them. So this is what Naked palette 1 looks like, this is Naked palette 2. And as you can see, Naked palette 1 has the kind of more warm tone shades. I think I've done a full review of the Naked palette 1 and 2, so I'm going to link that in the down bar for you to go and have a look at. And I'll try and not mention them too much, but this is what the Naked palette 2 looks like, so it's a little bit more cool toned. And the Naked palette Basics is much smaller, so as opposed to getting 12 shadows, you get 6 shadows, so it's basically half a Naked palette. And the premises behind the Naked palettes are, they are the go-to palette if you're a neutral lover. So if you like neutral eye makeup, you like your eye makeup to be very kind of natural and very flattering colours, then these are the palettes that you should be going for. In terms of price, there's a fair difference in price as well. Whereas the Naked palette 1 and 2 are £36, which isn't very expensive considering you get 12 eyeshadows. That's a really great kind of value for money. But the Naked palette Basics is £20, and sometimes it's on offer for £18. When I got mine, I got it from Debenhams and it was on offer for £18. But £20 is a really, really reasonable price in my opinion. And the quality of Urban Decay shadows is really nice, but, and there is a but, and I know that this is kind of more to do with kind of personal preference, but I feel like the matte shadows from Urban Decay are really lovely. The shimmery ones have a fair amount of fallout, which I don't like. So this is what the palette looks like on its own, and it's a different kind of casing. I like the fact that they've done different packaging for every single one, because the Naked palette 1 is that kind of velvet casing, which I like, but it's not the most secure. The Naked palette 2 is that kind of chunky metal casing, and this is kind of like a rubbery plastic casing, very similar to NARS packaging. And you just kind of open it up, and it is quite hard to open actually. But you get a little mirror, and then you get your 6 shadows. So the shadows that you get are Venus, which is this one, then Foxy, which is this one, then WOS, I can't remember the full name of that, but that is that one. Then this one here is Naked 2, and this one is Faint, and this one is Crave. So you've got your kind of pale neutral shades at the front, and then they kind of get darker. And the only thing that I find really annoying about the Urban Decay Naked palettes is how they did in the first one, where they used Half Baked. Now Half Baked you had in the first one, and it's this beautiful gold shimmery colour right here. They put that one in the second palette as well, which I kind of think is a little bit naughty, but considering it's a very beautiful shade, I think that's okay. In here, it kind of annoys me that they've put Foxy again, because Foxy is this shade right here, which you get in the Naked palette too, and it's just a kind of very standard matte creamy bone colour, which looks like that. A great kind of all over the lid colour, but it's a very, very basic colour, and it's not a particularly amazing colour. And I think that if you are going to keep doing these palettes, I wish they wouldn't keep putting the same eyeshadow that you had in a different one. I think they should all be new. It just kind of makes it feel a little bit more special. But the idea behind this palette, which I really love, is the selection of matte shades that you get. Because I am definitely someone who, if I had to pick between shimmery shadows and matte shadows, I would pick matte, just because I find them a little bit kind of more flattering, and they always look good. Whereas shimmery shadows I have to be in the mood for, and I have to kind of maybe have a bit of a tan or not be too tired, and I just find them a little bit harder to work with. Whereas matte shadows are always flattering on everybody. But that being said, I do like a bit of shimmer, and I like that in this palette you've got the kind of shimmery shade right here, which is Venus, which would be a great kind of inner corner highlighter. If you like a shimmery brow highlighter, that'd be great. Then these 3 right here, which are Foxy, WS and Naked 2, are all great all over the lid colours. And I suppose if you wanted a really subtle smoky eye, you could use Naked in the crease. Then we have Faint and Crave. Now Crave is a really interesting colour, because I'm pretty sure it's coming off as darker on camera, but it's kind of like a black with a very warm brown undertone to it. It's a really, really beautiful colour, and I'll swatch it here for you. It looks black, but then once you start to sort of blend it in, it does sheer out into a kind of fairly warm colour. And it's not your standard kind of black, so you could wear it during the day if you're doing kind of like a little bit more of a dramatic smoky eye and you don't want to use black. That would be a really nice colour to do it. If you're someone that's starting out with makeup, I think this would be a really, really great palette to have. And if you're someone who adores matte shades and doesn't really get on with using shimmer, then this is a really fantastic palette for that. That being said, I don't think that if you have got the previous two Naked palettes and you use them a lot and you use all the shades and you use even all the shimmer shades, I don't think that you need this as well. I bought this as well because I just love makeup, and I knew as soon as I saw it that I had to have it. And it's a really, really great thing for travelling. Anytime I'm going to go travelling, I'm going to take this palette with me as opposed to carrying around one of the bigger ones, because I definitely think that it's a much kind of easier way of doing it, and you have everything you need to kind of create a nice daytime defined eye, a nice kind of polished eye look, and also to kind of create a little bit more of a sexy smoky eye if you wanted to in the evening time. So it's great for that. It's great value for money at £20 as well for 6 eyeshadows. They are really nice quality. They are a little bit more chalky than the previous ones, because my favourite shade from the Naked palette is Buck, which is this matte warm brown shade right here. That's my all-time favourite shade, and it's got a really smooth, creamy, lovely consistency. With this, even the matte shadows, I feel like are kind of a little bit powdery, but not in kind of a way that causes fallout like with some other eyeshadows. So I definitely think it's a palette that is worth it, especially if you're someone who doesn't really wear eyeshadows and you just want to have a nice basics line. Then this is really fantastic for that. It's going to kind of give you everything that you need all in one place. You don't have to kind of mess around with loads of different types of shadows, and it will allow you to kind of create any eye look that you want. I'm wearing it today actually on my lid. I don't know how well you can kind of see that, but I'm wearing Foxy and Venus all over the lid, and then I've got Naked 2 on the kind of outer corner, and then I've got Faint on the crease, kind of blended out really well. Really, really neutral. Doesn't look like I'm wearing tons of eye makeup, but it's just quite defining, and that is the type of look that I tend to go for and the type of look that I like. I don't ever tend to kind of wear loads and loads of eye makeup. It's not really me. So if you are someone who likes a kind of very buildable, very wearable, it's the most wearable of all the palettes in my opinion, then definitely buy this. But as I said, it's not an absolute essential if you've got the other two and you use them a lot, but it's a very, very nice basics palette, and if you're looking to add some more matte shades into your collection, then this would be a really great way of doing it. So that's it. That's my review for the Naked 2 palette. Not the Naked 2 palette, sorry, the Naked Basics palette. But I'm going to link in the down bar where you can buy it, because there's loads of different places, but I'll try and find the cheapest place and link it in the down bar for you to go and have a look. Let me know what your opinions on this palette are, if you think it's a must-have or if you just think it's kind of another little gimmicky trick. And another thing is, if you want to see any kind of tutorials and eye looks using this palette, then definitely let me know, and I will do that for you soon as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!